are people in your life who don't support President Trump coping with the first 2 weeks of the Trump presidency? I have a number of people in my life who don't like the guy at all, didn't vote for him, and I can give you the unequivocal answer to how they are dealing with it. Not well. Not well. They're real unhappy with the first 2 weeks of the Trump presidency. And you know what I find really intriguing about that? The American people voted for everything we're seeing over the last 2 weeks. This isn't a surprise. The tariffs aren't new. He promised that all through the campaign. The mass deportation of illegal immigrants isn't a new idea. It's what he has been saying all along. And the people in my life who are upset about this seem surprised that he's actually implementing what he said he would implement. It's so novel. It's such a crazy concept to have a person elected to political office who's fulfilling his campaign promises. And if you go through the whole process of 2024, he campaigned on deporting illegals. He campaigned on imposing tariffs. He doesn't want to be reliant on Canada for our lumber or our dairy. And he doesn't think Canada and Mexico are doing enough to stem the tide of bad people, drug dealers, who want to cross our border and poison the American people. And, you know, one particular friend of mine is a New Yorker. And like most New Yorkers, he hates Trump, hates all his policies, hates him. And let me just qualify. This is a good person. Just because I disagree with somebody politically doesn't mean I have to hate them. Now, they may feel that way about us, and many of them do. But the truth of the matter is, this is a big-hearted person. This is one of those touchy-feely progressives, a leftist, a liberal, who doesn't like to see people rounded up and sent back to Venezuela or Mexico City. And I get it. I understand the emotion. We knew this going in, that when we saw the video images of people being arrested, and there have been now almost 10,000 in the first 2 weeks, it was designed to tug at the heartstrings. You know, Christine Noem made a comment over the weekend, which made all the sense in the world. Look, if you haven't done anything wrong, you got nothing to be worried about. If you're not here illegally, you shouldn't be concerned. And I know they're targeting, Tom Homan has said, we're targeting the worst first. But if a kidnapper or a sex offender or a murderer or a gang member is in a house with an illegal who's not a gang member or a killer or a rapist, or, well, that illegal is going to get swept up in the raid, and they're going to go home too. And for people like my New York friend, that hurts. They don't like that. They don't like the way this is unfolding. But it seems crystal clear to me that every American has to respect the outcome of an election. As Barack Obama famously put it, elections have consequences. You know what consequence we're witnessing right now? A president fulfilling his promises. And you know what American citizens are seeing, even in New York? Better conditions. I saw this video on TikTok over the weekend. Here's a New Yorker expressing relief that they're starting to clean up the crisis of illegal immigration, even in New York City.
What? What? So you mean to tell me there's no drunks at this time blasting their cumbia on their little bootleg JBL speakers? catcalling me? What? I'm loving it. I'm loving this piece.
So she took a video, she took her cell phone, and she was filming a park where there are normally hordes of folks hanging out in the park. You know, I'm going back to New York in a couple weeks. I can't wait. My first stop will be 8th Avenue outside the Row New York City Hotel on 8th and 43rd. It's a migrant shelter. What's happening with the migrant shelters? That these are luxury hotels that the city of New York has turned into essentially free hotels for illegals. People who've been bused here and have wound up in New York, and they're living in places like the Row Hotel. It's a luxury hotel. You'd get $400, $500, $600, $700 a night for a hotel room there. And illegals are being housed there for free. And what happens, because I stay in that neighborhood all the time, what happens is hundreds and hundreds of men, women, and children, many, many children, are out roaming around on 8th Avenue at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, because that's their playground. It's unsustainable. It's unsustainable. And so the New Yorkers who claim that they're furious at Trump's policies and Trump voters, because that's the problem. That's what they have to come to grips with. They're having to now accept and realize that a majority of Americans voted for mass deportations. A majority of Americans voted for tariffs. A majority of Americans voted for this guy to clean up the mess that Joe Biden and the Democrats have left behind. There's nothing they can do about it other than be upset and angry at America. And let's face it, that's the problem. They're angry at America. So let me just ask you, I want to go through a little exercise as we kick things off here on this Monday. Tell me about your experience with people in your life who didn't vote for Trump, who don't support Donald Trump. What are they saying now? 1-800-655-MIKE. Again, I run the gamut. I've lost a couple of friends. One friend in Los Angeles, never talked to her again. I'm just not. I blocked her. I don't have any desire to talk to somebody who won't talk with me in good faith. The New York friend of mine is somebody I've had many disagreements with over the years, but he's open-minded and can discuss and debate in good faith. And he's a good person, a good guy. I hope I don't lose the friendship with him. I don't want to. But if he can't come to grips with what the majority of Americans want in this country, I don't know what to do exactly other than wish him luck. I'd hate to lose his friendship. I don't have to have friends in my life who see the world the way I do, politically or even socially. I've lived my life with a whole gamut of people who are friends and family. That's the way it ought to be. But elections have consequences, and it seems to me they should accept the will of the American people. And right now they're in a state of denial. You agree with that or not? Let's find out. I want to hear what your experience has been with people in your life who are upset at Trump's policies. 800-655-MIKE.
Mike Gallagher.
Wow, our text line and our phone lines have exploded with people who want to tap into this issue that I've raised about how you're dealing with people in your life who are unhappy with the tariffs, with the mass deportations, with the purging of those in the government who weaponized the government to punish their political opponents. This is what we voted for. This is what the majority of Americans wanted. So why are they surprised? Let me read some of the texts before we take your phone calls from Illinois. The Democrats don't like seeing somebody actually follow through with their promises. They also don't like it when you actually have a solution to things that are ailing our country. You don't like the immigration policies of our country? Come up with a plan that will work and not overrun our country. North Carolina, I've had both friends and family unfriend me on Facebook. Their loss. Pennsylvania, my friend who used to be my best friend for more than 50 years has had Trump derangement syndrome for 9 years. I've suffered in silence rather than arguing with her. I've been insulted many, many times. I prayed that the election would calm the rhetoric and the insults, but I'm afraid it's only making it worse, if that's even possible. I'm truly grieving the loss of my friend because I don't really have any interest in trying to save it at this point. Michigan, Mike, I've been blocking them little by little. They seem to be the same. As soon as you prove them wrong or misinformed, they get personal. You're in a cult. You're stupid. You can't have an intelligent conversation without them getting personal. Washington State, oh boy, my liberal sister, she is livid. Always posting on social media articles that are false. Her husband, who's been a citizen for decades, even has had security clearances, claims to be afraid of being arrested. She thinks Christians like me are mean and anti-democratic. And finally, perhaps the best text of all up to now from South Carolina, from the upstate, I'm personally exhausted by those who cannot accept the will of the people. The majority has spoken, and that's it. So for those in my life who struggle with this, I just don't argue. I pray. It's a great bit of advice. Pray for them. Because the truth is, they're going through a miserable, miserable time. Incidentally, so were we in 2020. When Biden upended everything Trump accomplished and led to this disastrous economy that we're trying to get out from under, we were pretty miserable too. They didn't seem to care then. Isn't that funny how that works? Todd's in Tampa. Hey, Todd, welcome. How are you?
Mike, the only person that's doing a better job than you and your team is Donald Trump. We love you, Donald. You're doing a tremendous job. You're doing everything you promised to do. And I don't talk to anybody but conservatives. I got a half-brother who's a Democrat, and I don't bring up politics. I'm happy about the tariffs, and praise God, because the American people can buy their product right down the street for somewhere else, and they'll go with the McDonald's program, which is make it $1, and they'll make $1, and we'll be richer quicker.
All right. God bless you, Todd. Thanks for your kind words. Rob is in New York. Hey, Rob, how are you? Hey, Rob,
hey,
you there?
Mike, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How you doing?
Good. So I have my mother that told me to lose her number because I texted her an American flag when Trump,
your mom?
Trump won the election.
Your
my
own
mom,
mother?
She told me to lose her number.
Oh, my gosh.
She's got full-blown Trump derangement syndrome. My sisters have it. If she comes to my house, I have to take the Trump flags down.
Wow. That's unbelievable. Lose my number. She's your mother. Yeah. I mean, this is how bad it is. These folks, I've got a friend who always says, hatred of Trump makes nice people mean, and it makes smart people stupid. It's crazy.
My mother's done everything for me my whole life, and now she tells me to lose a number. But
well, how do you feel about but how do you feel about that? Does that break your heart?
Oh, yeah, it's terrible.
I know.
It's terrible.
All
I try not to let it bother me, but it does.
Of course it does. Thanks for sharing that, Rob. I'm telling you, this is something that a lot of Americans are going through, and what I hate about it is it's one way. It's a one-way street. The people that I've decided to sort of cut out of my life are people who are showing, I try to show them grace. I say to them, look, I'm sorry you're hurting. I appreciate that. Elections swing both ways. The pendulum goes both ways. 2016 was Trump, 2020 was Biden, 2024 was Trump. Who knows what's going to happen? But to the one person that I blocked for good, and I never want to speak to her again, is somebody I said, I'm really sorry and sad for you and for everybody who's hurting, and she just turned on me, just chewed me out. I thought, wait a minute, I don't need you in my life. And I've been friends with her for 20 plus years. Longer. But look, we're going to have to figure out a way to get along. And the people who hate Trump ought to accept the fact that the people have spoken, whether they like it or not, just like past elections have dictated. 800-655-MIKE.